Nsem-Pii TV nie.
Mamino nko o Tafo mmrahye ho eye owura Vincent eko asefua na abusua wadi nkomo bia ne nkomo na wadi no eho behia Nsem-Pii TV ye bebobo ne nyina no na ye de bi aba besombo na wabie new chapter ewo Madam Gertrude Alabasechi Esaba Torkornoo eye the Sub Chief Justice no wabie new chapter ewo na asem no ho a abusua enya asem ketwa ye nyina yinu se ansana na NDC ama yekunu beba power no kra no na wadi kan akase se omo ba pe Madam Torkornoo kwan bia so ombefa so na wo mo atimi apam no na abusua owurei aka asem bi na agya Baffoe Bonnie ayemhyehyia enya asem ketwa message so beka me ho na enseba hodro Vincent ekwasefua wakache NDC amayeku wakache John Dramani Mahama na wakabi ache Baffoe Bonnie no na ede ayemhyehyie aba NDC amayeku no ena no pai no wo so watimu akakoti bi ne ba Nsem-Pii TV ensema hodro egu ya pronso no ye besan ene ye natifo ache
were former Deputy Minister for Local Government, Mijidi Sebabodi MP for Tafo. Na ye nene twetwe enkomo. Honorable Vincent Eko Asifwa MP for Tafo. Mema wachia no pay.
Time flies time flies.
And time flies.
Latin you cannot tempus fugit.
Hey!
The referee as my deputy minister that. Hey, Abanko.
We agree you.
Opposition Asamoya. Easy. Say I know enough for na sound. Go for no more flow no be on flow be
but I'm from your head there. There's one answer. Besaba.
What you say?
Now, mommy,
you see your real friends anyway.
Yeah, sure. Mommy, if I feel to me as to say, Mommy Torkornoo, former Chief Justice. Says here, can what you feel? I will say, woman said, after 31 years of service, Mommy could feel without a dime. And once some Boba na caught. Now, ye be veteran of Justice Bonnie as the new Chief Justice.
But
Mese Mami Justice Alaba Esaba Torkornoo.
Yes.
Say we're a former Chief Justice. Now, when some woman said the woman is going home or has gone home without a dime after 31 years of service to the nation. Now, would you know to China? And now, I vet the new Chief Justice, Justice Baffoe Bonnie. A minority in Parliament, was the point to be said. And some may be a while, many dear down courts, and none people be down courts. As I say, most say, justice administered. Now, court to me signal and so crowd, and son, ya veteran. And the Koba no anye ye actually minority for kwa mo ye work out. The whole narrative no it was saying.
Well, that Kwame, the kind of sikadi ebatoye, integrity and credibility is a priceless gift, and so I'm sure the woman we are speaking against what is happening and what has happened. Not because I think the woman wants anything to go home with. That is that can be dealt with. I'm sure that she will be okay because she served the country for so long a time, and I don't think it was about money. But when your integrity is started and battered on the altar of politics and not justice, and the man they are, and that is why I feel that it is proper, not because we want the solution today, but for purposes of posterity. Or Chinedia Semunti. No me tea. Is there no? I think Monday. No me tea. Mwanka Samo sister station, PSF. Now one MP tour, it's not full, is it not or something? Tour. on the Agasemi Abema, Wama, MP for Fiana Network. The not here, Jomie, Nanaya Okes. Samoa, MP no the kind of Chief Justice, media, you know, Nadia, and yet, NDC MP, or no dear, when you say a politics.
But one can Article 146.
Well, that is what the MP is saying. I am just quoting him, an NDC MP. On your own station, Nanaya Okes was the one who was hosting him. Someone no cut say and say to hell with Article 146 and its procedures. But the name say a politics in a NDC MP. Share okay the catalog that I gave in the case of Vincent Okwasefo and the Attorney General 4 or 5 months ago, which I indicated say when in opposition, the NDC had already indicated. Some John Mahama has said it, Samija and a lot of people have said it. In fact, Samija Fuka, the Okaya, Equataki, even the Ghana police, some of them are Satujina. I see that the current chairman said same. These were things that I catalogued in my affidavit for the Supreme Court judges to know that in assessing these matters, politics in framework, you realize that it is just an orchestration just to remove this woman on the altar of politics. That's why minority, as someone I check that, it himself, a media, because of a majority of the a movie, Nemo, or the Biasimutino. That's and you for Baba, you couldn't say, we pay a part. You try a just way, half a part as a part. Now, when we kind of go 146 year, a show, the Ababa Chief Justice stated misbehavior, infirmity of the mind, and what have you. Nowhere has it been said in Article 146 that allows a Chief Justice to be removed. On the altar say, oh, ye Chief Justice Bakubi, ye ye, into one or see you. Come see you. Nothing has been said in the 1992 Constitution to include the reasons you did Chief Justice. A chair say. So be the Chief Justice. Offer all the right procedures, like what acting Chief Justice Baffoe Bonnie go through. All processes are right. The appointment, vetting, approval, the sworn-ins. These have been enshrined in the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So he has been appointed and been made, or will be made a Chief Justice legally, rightly so, under the Constitution. And to you know, this I will go through Article 146. Now, the removal processes, and I said, yeah, remember what you Chief Justice. And then I may contend it to you, say, won't mean you know because of the fact, oh, yeah, Chief Justice be, you know. And that is why we feel as a minority that whatever the NDC and John Mahama is doing is to stop us and the woman to be able to fight for his fundamental human rights. Because they say, no, the Papa Constitution, I don't know. This is the phobia. But the point is, how do you serve justice to Torkornoo and people like us who filed a case at the Supreme Court? I have in my hand that comment. The statement of case that was filed by the Deputy Attorney General at the Supreme Court in response to my case at the Supreme Court, that is the Vincent Okwasefo versus the Attorney General. The Attorney General is telling me and the Supreme Court said for the past 4 or 5 months, you brought the application in January, Omo responding, Omo reason Omo wapa say, and that is under clause 5. That due to administrative procedure and arrangement attendant to the 2025 presidential transition and the subsequent compulsory retirement of the Solicitor General, a timely response to the statement of the plaintiff's case, plaintiff, which is myself, was impracticable. 4 or 5 months now, I want to be responded by way of a defense to the case that the Supreme Court. I'm not sure the Akuma Supreme Court said, Supreme Court, Emano, leave, Emano, chance, said the Bear, over to me, and extension of time to be able to file the statement of.
But Justice Baffoe Bonnie, before the committee, I can say, there are no processes, and now Wamusan can let it be to Parliament in Janti ne vetting.
No, you see, the point is that we are speaking to men of good conscience. We are not injuncting whatever is there. I'm just saying that, first and foremost, you need to dispose the matters that are before the court so that justice appears to be done. Justice is seen to be done. And it must not only be done. Justice Torkornoo is before the court. Vincent the Quantifier is also before the court. Substantively. And so if you feel that you want the Ghanaian people to know that they are more yearning now the papa. They said the year or election petition within 2 months, 1 month, your Boma Tanewi, maybe a Kwakoda Biana Kwakoda. The Attorney General who has been performing his functions unwarrantedly, going by way of press conferences, that time we need now 4 months. Just because your politics, your percent of 40 MPP, now feeding for 4 feet. MPP, this is what they have been doing. Nothing justice. And that is why I'm suggesting to you that time could have been used to file responses at the Supreme Court for us to dispose of this matter. Because the BDSM could die in Supreme Court per the CI-16 within 2 weeks. I was a filing response to it. That is your statement of case. Say when to me filing within 2 weeks now. Next I will compare for an extension of time. And then the Supreme Court more than even the 2 weeks that is granted under the rules. Yama will be a 1 week or 2 weeks at the account. Because substantively what has been given to you is even 2 weeks. So if you are praying the court that the court should add some amount of time to you, it should be within that 2 weeks. Which I agree that the discretion is the Supreme Court, but you don't give more than what has been granted under the rules. So my position is that, and the position of the minority, and they say, the matters are already sub judice. Allow the Ghanaian people to realize that, and then the Moka Samobaba and Nona Moye.
Council. The matter is a sub judice, but the matter
that matters near the Supreme Court. That this sergeant, the boy, but some can say it has not been done.
The matter being a sub judice,
the NBC,
Council,
Mahama,
Council,
want to stop Justice Torkornoo from benefiting under the Constitution by way of a right, fundamental human right that has been enshrined under the Chapter 5 of the 1982 Constitution. When you feel that your rights have been trampled upon, or your rights are being trampled upon, if it is your personal right, you go to court to ensure that you are safeguarded, you are protected, That is the duty of the men of conscience, men of good conscience who have been put on the Supreme Court bench. When they are seen not to be interested in protecting the fundamental human rights, which rights have been enshrined under the Constitution, which has given them the power to sit on the Supreme Court, it leaves much to be desired with. We may not be interested today with respect to the outcome, but we are interested in the matters of posterity, so that it does not appear that men were silent, good men were silent when we were needed most to speak against the atrocities.
Honorable.
To Chief Justice.
Honorable.
If I saw Casa no work, hello.
The matter is. Hey. Hello. What's the matter? The matter is a sub judice. Said the king. Wobisubeka say now the Chief Justice has been removed. And now you be sa matter ni delay with Supreme Court no. Now a delay say or minor intermediate substantive Chief Justice. And no baako. The second one nipa bi so can say maame no why exhaust other avenues. Nti we nyini say bibia an exercise to delay the appointment of a new Chief Justice. Who think come here to say?
Well, Kwame, under the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, so be an acting Chief Justice, not even a single function or responsibility can be denied the acting Chief Justice by way of its performance. Put differently, when you are acting Chief Justice, you are also a Chief Justice because the Chief Justice be the ultimate. Why? Were we not in court? We should have been kind of court. Justice Torkornoo became panel judges. You move in and I say if you're suspended or not. Baffoe Bonnie by so be the panel. Sure, you on one the panel. Because I acting Chief Justice. Nothing has stopped him in the performance of his duties as an acting Chief Justice. Which a Chief Justice will do more? No. So we can have an acting Chief Justice for even the next 20 years. And that's why I'm saying that let justice be seen to be done. Please. Yes, but when in the case of Akusa was saying, when you are interpreting the Constitution, interpret it in such a way that it will bring some amount of reasonability into what has been interpreted. It was because of some of these things that we will know that the letter of the Constitution will be black and white. No. For the sanctity of the state, the bit to be a chiano kakra, so the bear. That is why the case of Aposa laid down the processes and laid down the strategy in interpreting the Constitution. So that's how they can because the woman and one of the woman and then they correct at the latter part of the Constitution. So being conform with the bono PNDC Melzuniano. Constitution can say to me for Moncoco, but they say if the court believes that by way of interpreting the Constitution, there is a certain family that will need a certain kind of justice. So there be a paper and there should give about more. The Supreme Court, by way of Akusa, can interpret the Constitution to reflect the aspirations of the people. And yes, there may be a several right. So they will tell you, shall, trial, it will have to be done in camera. No problem. But the Chief Justice is supposed to be an emblem and the citadel of justice. You think that investors and other people who may not have the right support, political support, will they have any confidence also of domestic abuse? Because they know that whatever the president will tell the judges, they will do it. And that is my fear. We have to be very careful because these things will have daunting effect on us, even on our economy. Because when there is no trust in the judiciary, when there is no fairness in the judiciary, it does not even boost investor confidence. And we should be very careful. So, and then they have the majority, and they are doing whatever they are doing. But Kwame, put these things on record. Tomorrow, the unprincipled NDC, the unprincipled this government will come back changing their math as if they are not the ones who even said these things. Why? Even the appointment of the Supreme Court judges, you remember what they said, that the Kufuado appointed so many judges. Yesterday. We are hearing a different thing from them because this time they are the ones packing the courts. And this time they are saying they are the unprincipled group of people. Unprincipled group of people. They say this today, tomorrow they say this. Yesterday in Parliament, mutual agreement here about Parliament during our time, they rejected it. Saying now the Papa, somebody else say same, I'm a boy say same. Today, they are the same people bringing it to Parliament. The same thing. Unprincipled group of people. And today, per the words of the NDC MP, justice is not about the law. Justice is not about the dictates of the Constitution. Justice is not about the dictates of our acts of Parliament. Justice is at the whims and caprices of the executive arm of government. And this is what Ghanaians are going through, and this is what we are seeing. And we are all quiet. The CSOs who were on top of our roof, saying and attacking the Akufo-Addo government about the very things that they are seeing and that they are not today, are quiet. Today, most of them are getting appointments. Dr. a tampon, few tampons received an appointment. Most of them are quiet.
Says CSOs,
bishops. They are quiet.
CSOs, they are
quiet.
CSOs, you will be one in your political pressure group.
Absolutely, but I'm just saying that's a way a political pressure group. Not a group of unprincipled people in government who said one thing just about 11 months ago. I'm more supportive of more. Now, what do you say? When President John Dramani Mahama, I could not hear no to catch a stuff was said, on the buy a bill no best sign. That is LGBTQ bill best sign. And that's all the or did you want to say to Akufo no best sign. Or buy again, walk home. On principled character. What is the CSO saying? The political pressure group, what are they saying about it? What are they saying about it?
I see.
And no matter of importance, they cannot come to Parliament under a certificate of agency. No, they catch on say, they told us that we're here because our culture and our tradition above LGBTQ, which we agreed anyway, and which I agree today too. But why have their positions changed? Why are they no more interested in the LGBTQ bill? Why is the president himself not interested? And why is the president himself quiet about it? But, no Kwame, Kwame no Kwarifo.